Right. I love to let Dave share about his and Katie's experience, and then where's John? But by the way, quickly, if you're on our team, could you stand? We'll go through the names of the people who were there. Jody and Lauren Bruning, who didn't want to sit together tonight. Dave and Katie Didier, Lee Davis, Tim Floyd, David Watkins. Show everybody your jersey, David. Sporting a Ugandan soccer jersey. John Pope, Cole Shaw, Tim, and then our media team up here, Tim Sorrell, Chris Humphrey, and Jack Garner. Sonny, we were in the van one day, and y'all gonna see. But we were in the van, yeah, thank you. We were in the van one day, and I was talking to the driver, and I was talking about soccer, and he said, yeah, our best player in Uganda, he plays in the United States for a Major League Soccer team, and he goes, he's black. And I said, you don't say. And so I just thought that was a funny story. But Dave, why don't you share the impact that the sponsorship program, and then John Pope, he and Phyllis also sponsor a little girl as well. He shared some of that Wednesday night. So.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and forewarn you. Just going to go ahead and start. I have a love wife, Katie Didier, and an awesome son, Bo. Bucky comes here to church, and Kate says, I want to sponsor somebody. And I was all right, great. I got a pocket full of them, son, but thank you. So I said, all right, great, let's do it. And for some odd reason, I said, let's pick a little girl. I've gone through my whole Christian life wondering what I'm supposed to be doing. And I told Kate I want to go to Africa. She looked at me like I was crazy. And so I said, I just kept praying about it. I said, Lord, please guide me through this. I think this is what I need to be doing. I love kids. I love kids to death. Kids mean the world to me, especially kids that don't get the fair shake in life. And God's blessed me with a lot of things in my life, and a great wife, a great son. A lot of you don't know this, I'm divorced and I have a daughter also. And so through this whole thing, I just said to myself, Lord, please guide me, direct me on what I need to be doing, how I need to be doing this. And so we get over there on Sunday, walking to church. We've had pictures of this little girl. I call it mine now. Her name's Annette. I walk up and I meet Jimmy and Simon, who are the social workers. They said, Dave, there's your little girl right there. These kids are scared of white people. These kids are scared of white men. Dads aren't in the families. So immediately we got Kate. It's so funny to see Kate up on the side. She's got kids hanging all over her. She comes over and they bond real quick. We had about 5 hours with her. And Jimmy says, take her to Bucky's house. I'm like, yeah, right. We're going to be on Uganda news page for too long. This is not going to work. So no, dude, I'm going to take her. So I told Kate, I said, anything she wants, she's getting it. So Kate made her 10 dresses. And so while I was gone, me and David Watkins and several of us went down to a little store. It was pineapples over off the chart. So I said, I want to get her a pineapple. And David walks in there, buys her, comes out and says, here's your blow pop. I mean, everybody's had blow pops here. That little girl went nuts when we handed her that blow pop. We fed that kid so much. I told Katie, if I have kids of my own, we're going to clean throw up off the floor. There's no doubt about it. Kid had never been in an air-conditioned car a day in her life. Bucky's house is furnished, has bathrooms. She says, oh, okay. Runs out the back door and uses the bathroom. It's all that night we got home at the hotel. Me and Kate just cried late on the morning. I said, God, you've answered my prayers. I'm not saying that we're led to live here in Uganda, but I can tell you one thing. I found out real quick where I'm supposed to be serving Jesus Christ at. There's no doubt in my mind that's where he sent me to go. And the thing is, the very next time I go back home and I'm in debt. If I can sit down and tell her about Christ, she becomes saved. Then I'm going to sit there and say, God, thank you for that one chance. Where's one more? Because that's what I feel like if I were to die today. I've told this to Kate. For Jesus Christ who died on the cross for me. I don't feel like I can go up there and listen to him say, Dave, job well done, because I don't deserve it. I don't. I won't hold you much longer. I'm going to tell you something today that you can't think about every day. You took a hot shower this morning. And Dad probably didn't take a shower. Got out of a warm bed today. Annette slept on the dirt floor. We complained about it being cold here. It's hot as Hades there. She's sleeping in a house with no windows on the floor. We went and ate lunch today and probably complained about something. She's doing good to eat one meal. So we all sat around the table while we were sitting there. We all tried diagnosing this one thing is, God, why in the world did you not put me here in Africa? And so this is one of the things that we came up with real quick, like that we're a bunch of spoiled white people. The next thing I come up with is, like Ryan just got through saying, you need to be doing something. I don't care what it is. The way I look at it, and I know this may be wrong, the way I look at it, and this just is, if you're not doing something to glorify God, you need to step aside because you're in somebody else's way. I got one more thing I want to read to you. No, it's not a James McDonald deal. There's been a lot of issues here in this church. It's time for each and every one of us to grab hands with each other and forget about the past and realize what in the world is going on with Christ. I read this other day, heard this other day on a podcast, and I thought, wow, I stopped my van and pressed rewind about 50 times so I could write it down. God has called us to love one another, no matter what color, no matter what they do, who they are, what they are, whether they're rich or poor. No matter what side of the tracks, the wrong side or the right side, this is what God has called us to do. He's called us to love one another. You know what we ought to do? You know what would explode Chattanooga Valley Baptist Church? Probably explode the world. We start loving people until they ask why. If they ask, what's the difference about you? Why do you love me no matter what? And you say, I could say, because Jesus loved me first. Even when I didn't deserve it, to be loved so. So I'm going to love you no matter what. Pray that prayer since I heard that. I wouldn't deserve it. In any way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm not an emotional person at all. If you know Bo, did you hear around my wife? I don't cry. Why? When I sit up here and I pray to God that don't let me sit up here and cry more. But I'm telling you, I'm a pastor. I would have never figured a little girl like that would have affected me so much. As soon as I met Ryan, I ran across the church and just cried for hours. Just somebody who's so happy. Okay, give her a dress, she takes off and strips in front of everybody. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I mean, we gave her this, it was so unique to see how she reacted. They make these things over here called Rolexes. No, it's not a watch. It's a flour tortilla with egg in it. We fed that kid 2 of them. And it was just heart-wrenching to see what we complain about today that they're so happy about. I'm going to tell one more and I'm going to leave you alone, I promise. We go to Katanga, walk through all that, see all we see. The gut-wrenching thing was to me is we sat right there and fed those kids chicken. Sponsor kids through the Benjamin House because they all can't be sponsored. We opened the gates. Two little black boys come walking in, running in. Shirts as big as I would wear, with holes in it. Run up on the stage and look for any kind of crumb or bone that they can put in their mouth. And we're sitting there at the church. Bucky feeds all of us. Little girl walks up to me and says, "Here's my chicken, you can have it." I'm like, "You've lost your mind." I'm saying that to myself. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" She said, "No, you can have it." I'm floored. I'm like, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. They're just so grateful, it's not even funny. You know, we gripe and complain about everything. I found my new true calling. I know you don't like hearing this, but thank you, Lord. Thank you, best buddy. God, I love y'all to death.